30-second car goes sideways. That means it's time to focus on the gate and go racing here in Colorado. They're bumping and banging bars again, but it's Tommy Searle. Gonna grab the whole shot. No, my mistake. It's the 577 of Martin Davalos. Just back after a broken leg, who is in the lead. And major battling behind. Weimer's going to take the number 2 spot from Searle. So 2KTX to the Kawasaki up front. Davalos didn't finish moto number 1. He looks strong here in moto 2. That's Barcia right behind him in 4.
How about that? Look at that. Jake Weimer, second, the first moto. This is the type of start he needs to really jumpstart his season. Hold on to this thing for the win. Just some incredible effort here. Now Barcia moving up past Tommy Searle.
Barcia in the number 3 spot.
Wharton in the 5th position, and look at everybody stack up in that tight S-turn. Durham's in there. I think that was Rattray.
And the obvious question, where is Pourcel? Where is Dungey? Could Weimer take advantage of this and get his first career win? He finished 2nd in Moto 1. If he wins Moto 2, it's all his. All right, Pro Circuit Kawasaki has won every single race out here. Weimer would love to continue that streak. Meanwhile, for Pourcel, not so good. We can show you what happened to him. He got a terrible start here, and we're going to show that in just a moment. Look at the 151 of Barcia going after the 577 of Davalos. Davalos coming back from injury. You wouldn't know it. He's trying to go for the lead.
Watch the start here. Pourcel, the gate bounces, and he gets hung up.
Oh, I cannot believe he stayed on the bike.
That is incredible. That deserves another look here once some of this, or if this race here ever settles down so we can take a little breath. I'm telling you, this class is just, these riders are going for a look, swapping inside, outside. Barcia off the side of the track.
Finally makes the pass on Davalos. I was going to say the man from France, I don't know if he's ever watched a rodeo, but man, he did a phenomenal job staying on that fucking Bronco, just keeping on 2 wheels, but still, horrible start for him. Could this be Weimer's day to win the overall? How about Barcia? He was 9th in Moto 1 after that bad start. He's really out of the picture for the overall. The 577 of Davalos didn't finish that moto. Whoa! He's out of the picture, but Weimer almost threw it away.
Woo, that was close. He was scrubbing that finish line jump, and the rear wheel was really far out. Kept it underneath him. That'll jack up the heart rate a little bit.
That's what we love about this 250 class. Look at how many guys can run the pace. You've got Weimer, you've got Barcia, Davalos, Searle, Blake Wharton, and oh, right down, that's Wharton. Just we mentioned he tangled with the 123 of Searle, so Wharton is down.
Wharton 4th in the first moto. This is going to destroy his chances for that podium overall. Unless he can get the bike started and really put on a magical ride here. He has lost a lot of positions, but he's right at the tail end of the pack.
Wow, that's the danger. If you crash early, riders are going to go by you. So we'll kind of keep progress of Blake Wharton and see how far up in the pack the rookie can go. Check it out, Jeff. Take us through this incident.
Yeah, watch here. You watch, see Wharton here gets taken out. That's Tommy Searle on the KTM. Just finds a line right here. Wharton was coming down this way. Searle just kind of came that way. And you can see both of those lines I drew, they intersect. Well, that's kind of what you've seen happen there. Not good for Wharton because now he really puts his chance of a good overall. And look at the pack that he's going to have to work through. That's aggressive riding by Tommy Searle also.
They always say the first lap, if you're back of the pack in a motocross race, is like a jailbreak. People just go in every direction. You just got to work on not getting taken out again. The rider's going everywhere. Meanwhile, Barcia trying to go to the lead. Barcia's gotten around Davalos. Got around Searle early in this one, and now is going for the number 1 spot. Could Barcia get his first ever moto win? Weimer wants the overall, and it's early in this thing. Anything can happen. Drag racing across the tops of those boots. So far, the 19 of Weimer able to hold on. Look at this inside line by Barcia. He almost made the pass.
Wow, Weimer really trying to withstand the pressure that Barcia's throwing down right now. He's doing a fine job. Barcia not letting up at all. I spoke with him earlier today. He really wants to grab that moto win, get that one under his belt, but there's so much enthusiasm, so much drive in this 250F class. Most of these guys are pretty young. Barcia only 16.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to be learned still, but along the way, they're just going for it, and it's incredible motocross racing for us.
It is going to be fun to watch as Weimer battles with Barcia. Don't count out Davalos, and of course, Dungey and Porcel coming through the pack. This is going to be great. You've got to stay with us on Speed. The Mile High City is going to watch some great motocross action, so will you. Stay tuned. Here's the battle, folks, here in Colorado. The 151 of Justin Barcia going after the 19 of Jake Weimer. Weimer goes down! He cross-running, and Barcia takes the lead. Weimer's able to keep the bike running and hold on to third.
Just incredible for Weimer to have this one in the bag. Watch the replay here as they come through. This is a right-hander. Now watch the different line choice here as the soil's really getting dark. It's hard to see. Sun's starting to set. And watch the front wheel here for Weimer. He gets it just on top here. He wasn't in the rut. He gets it just outside of the rut, and he still tried to turn that Kawasaki in. Did get the front wheel dug in and laid it over. So let's see if Weimer can rebound. It's going to be tough because Barcia is absolutely flying this motor. He was applying the pressure.
Now, good news for Weimer. He could still possibly win the overall today. Our first moto winner, Porcel, is in 11th, and Weimer finished second. And the rider who finished third in the first moto, Tickle, he is 8th. So Weimer could still conceivably win the overall. He might have to battle with Searle, who's back in 4th. Searle at a 5th. And he's in 4th now. We'll see. Weimer right now has gotten back around Davalos. So Weimer's back to 2nd. So for the overall, he still looks good.
Yeah, Weimer looks great for the overall right now. Tommy Searle, the closest one, he was 5th in the first moto. Wharton's out, he was 4th. But I'm telling you, outside of that, outside of Weimer, you're going to have to be like Albert Einstein to figure out the math on this, because as it sits right now, as you can see scrolling across the top of your screen, is that riders like Dungey and Porcel, all these riders are way out. Riders from the first moto, Tickle, Wharton, all those guys back in the pack. This one's going to be tough to call.
Yeah, we're going to blow up some calculators here trying to figure this out. And remember, it's 2 motos, both count equally. You total the points up for both. In case of a tie, then the second moto wins out. And we've got a battle beginning to brew here with our points leaders. Dungey is 10th, and Porcel, there's only one rider between those two, and that's the 159 of the rookie out of Pennsylvania, Darren Durham. If Porcel gets around Durham, he can focus on Dungey, and they'll kind of have a race within the race between the two of them for that series points lead.
Well, there's no doubt about that. If Porcel's able to reel in Dungey, we could see, they're going to have to battle it out for every point here. Could see some sparks fly here in the nighttime.
Well, you talked about the nighttime. Let's mention that. The only night race of the season. The sun's starting to go down. What do you think of the track conditions here as we watch Weimer with 2 KTMs duking it out behind him? Look at Searle trying to set up Davalos. And you can see it's not nearly as bright as it was earlier in the first moto.
Well, it certainly is not as bright. You can see some of the artificial light starting to come into play. See a little bit of light left in the sky, but see how dark the dirt is right here? And it goes from light to dark. It's really tough on the riders' focus and trying to see the track. This is one of the toughest sections as you come up here. Look how dark the dirt is, where the deep holes are and the ruts are. It's really deceiving to see how deep those ruts can be, and even worse, how deep the holes are.
Looks like Searle's looking for a hole to get into the number 2 spot around his teammate Davalos, and he makes it happen. Hero ride here for Davalos, who is back from a broken leg. Didn't finish moto number 1, not because of the injury, because he broke the front brake caliper off his bike tangling up in turn 1. Davalos has got plenty of energy left here for the second moto.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the rider from the UK there, Tommy Searle, each race he gets a little better, a little stronger, gets more comfortable with his team, his bike, with the competitors. He certainly has shown that he can run this pace. And outside of that one moto where he didn't score any points,
Hangtown,
first moto, he would be right inside of the top 3 in points. So Tommy Searle really showing some heart here, some fitness. And right now he's going after Weimer. If he can get past Weimer, that could put Weimer in a funk and change this whole thing up. Right now, Jake Weimer really holding it together, putting on a strong ride, and has came here today extremely focused on winning, and for sure having his teammate Porcel have a bad start here in this moto. this could be the golden opportunity for Weimer to win his first national.
Weimer in control of the overall right now. One Moto 1. He is second in Moto 2. Justin Barcia trying to check out. He's about 4.5 seconds in front of Weimer. Now, Weimer's results this year have not been that strong, but he's been in a good position and has run the pace several times. It's just been small crashes and tip-overs that have really cost him. Well, the same scenario in this moto where he led and crashed, but luckily was able to get up quickly and hold on to second place.
Well, and what a rebound it would be from Weimer, who scored 0 points at High Point.
Yep.
None at all. To rebound, come back second to first moto, possibly put this moto together. There's a lot of heat right now, okay, but if he puts this moto together and gets the overall even, he'll forget that High Point even happened.
Absolutely.
What? I didn't score any points? Win.
We always say in racing, once you win the first one, the next come easy. So that's what Weimer's trying to work on right now. And another battle brewing. Martin Davalos from Ecuador, Brett Metcalf, the Australian. Great racing here in Colorado, and we've got a lot more in store for you. KTMs versus Hondas versus Kawasaki's, and a Honda out front. Can Barcia hold on? Stay tuned. Battle on right now between the 577 Martin Davalos and the 24 Brett Metcalf. Metcalf has made the pass. Metcalf, he's tough. He has been in battles almost every lap of this series so far this year. He and Tommy Searle have probably been involved in the most passes, both getting past and making passes. Those two, it just seems like they find the action. That's exactly what Metcalf has done right now.
Boy, and you can just see in the body language here from Metcalf, he landed off of that triple step down, shifted some gears. I just seen him pull up on the bars. I mean, he is riding with some intensity right now.
We watch the tandem Dungey, who has caught Brock Tickle, who is third in Moto 1. Dungey is in the number 9 spot, Tickle in 8th, and look who's right behind Dungey. The crafty Frenchman has caught his championship rival as they fight their way through the pack.
It is really heating up here in Lakewood, Colorado. High elevation, 6,100 feet above sea level, and these guys, I mean, this is extremely tough on their bodies, fitness-wise, lack of oxygen in the air. I don't even want to talk about the motorcycle and what those four-stroke 250cc engines are going through, because these guys are winding it out, totally squeezing every ounce of RPM and horsepower out of these bikes that they can. But Pourcel, as you can see, he's won 3 straight motos. He's been on the gas, but what we saw off the start there with that gate and how all that went down, that has really set him back. So really, he's had to fight through the pack here in this moto, and now he's closed up on his championship contender, Ryan Dungey.
Well, we don't know if Pourcel will have enough time to get all the way back and win this thing. As you can see the countdown clock at the top of your screen, we're nearly at the halfway mark of a 30-minute plus 2-lap moto. However, if Pourcel was able to catch and pass and lead Dungey to the finish after that disaster of a start, that would be a huge mental statement. And he would also make up a few points, too, which is always important.
Well, there's no doubt about that. I'm telling you, Pourcel is on the gas right now. He is flying. And Dungey kind of been stuck behind Tickle, Rattray, Lemoyne, these guys here, this pack. He hasn't been able to work past these guys as quickly as he's needed. And Pourcel had a clear track up to the back of Dungey. He's closed it up. The intensity is high right now, and Dungey really has to get focused on getting past the next guy there. That was Davalos. He's working his way back. In his defense, Davalos has been out with that injury, but look at the pack there.
Oh, this is incredible. We got Rattray 411, the 43 of Tickle, the 577 of Davalos, the 10 of Dungey, who hooked a rut and almost threw it away. He still goes to the inside and tries to attack Davalos. And with that, the crafty one continues to roll up on the rear fender of Dungey. And as intense as these guys are, it always is that 377 just letting the race come to him. And he's been sitting behind these battles many times this year. He lets these guys run each other into the ground, and then he starts making passes. And here he is on the outside, finding some new lines and putting the attack on Dungey.
See him just back off right there. He just decided, he didn't want to get too far inside. But 6-rider battle here. Our championship contenders are at the back of that. Davalos, who's going to be a little bit off the pace. Fitness might be a little bit off from that injury right now, holding his own, doing a great job with what really has been the cream of the crop here in the first 4 races.
Dungey's got to try to find a new line to get around Davalos. He almost got hung up out there, and he knows, he has to know by now, that it's Pourcel behind him. And look, Dungey hanging it out, airing it out downhill. Can he get to the inside and make the move on Davalos? Has to go to that bump, he makes it happen, Jeff.
Yeah, just as Dungey has done in the first moto, just as he did in the first moto, he has the ability to take that 250F Suzuki and just make it stick on the inside of those sweeper turns. I'm telling you, that is really where his strength is today. He just has that ability to make that thing corner.
Yeah, the other guys look for ruts, they look for berms to bank off of. Dungey doesn't care. He just picks wherever he wants to go, and he used it to get around Davalos. Now the question is, how quickly can Pourcel get Davalos? And the answer is, very quickly. He already made the pass.
Well, he's not going to waste any time. Pourcel, he's been the fastest rider all day, and he's showing it as he's coming through the pack here also.
That is a huge uphill tabletop there, clearing uphill 6,100 feet of elevation. The bikes are losing huge horsepower to clear these jumps. They've got to make every move right. They've got to get out of the corner. They've got to shift perfectly. And it's still tough to get over the jump.
And look how the lighting is in some of these areas here. It looks like daylight as they came around that sweeper. But now you come down this extremely rough and bumpy section. See how it's light in spots and then dark as you get into the berm? As the light starts to go away, you know, that artificial light, it's not the same as, you know, as the natural light. And so it's tough for these riders to see, especially because most of them are going to run a clear lane, tear-offs and stuff on. This is a challenging race here tonight, and Jake Weimer, well, wouldn't have his fingers crossed, of course, on the bars, but he's definitely doing everything that he can do to keep it together mentally, keep the bike on two wheels, and he will be the winner here tonight.
Well, something about the darkness is working for Weimer. We thought Barcia was going to pull away and win this thing with ease. Here comes the 19. We're going to have another battle for the lead. A mistake by Barcia. Man, it's getting close now, and you can bet Weimer saw that mistake. He smells blood. The water's to the inside.
Well, and isn't that just what Weimer needed? He's been working so hard, decided to rest a little more this week, came to Colorado rejuvenated, ready to do battle now. At the end of one of the toughest motos of the year, Weimer is pouring it on.
Here it is. Can Weimer make the move on Barcia? Stay with us here on Speed to find out. Battle is on here. Jake Weimer doing everything he can to get the lead from Justin Barcia. He doesn't need to win this moto to win the overall. He doesn't care. Here he goes.
Weimer to the inside. He's got the line on Barcia.
Woo! Great move. And what resolve by Weimer, who had the lead, crashed. We thought he'd settle in for second and accept the overall. No way. He was going for it, Jeff.
Here's a replay. Barcia comes up just a little short and gives Weimer the inside. Now, they scrub around that little double across the top. Weimer really puts the power down, and look at that, even clips that just a little bit. Still, and now, gaps Barcia. Could it be fitness, determination, desire? All these things are coming into play. The 19 of Jake Weimer.
I'm going to call him
doesn't need to win this moto. He's got a comfortable point thing going on.
Looks like Barcia settled in second, Jeff. Let's see if Barcia can keep some pressure on. He was in that exact position early in the race. Look at this battle.
No wonder. No wonder. Weimer probably took one look behind him, seeing that there's about a trillion rider, train there.
Wow.
Of some extremely talented guys. And look what this has. We have Dungey and Porcel, who still have not made their way past Rattray, Tickle, Lemoyne, Metcalf.
That's major points on the line. If Dungey made moves late in this race, and it was too late for Pourcel to get around them as well, Dungey can make up some of that points deficit that he incurred in Moto 1, where he finished 6th, and Pourcel took the win. First, they've got to get around Tyler Rattray, the defending MX2 World Champ. Well, he's not defending it. He moved here to the United States. He wants to win this championship here, but it has been tough. These American kids are making it difficult on the 4-1-1. Look at Dungey around the outside. Can he make this line work? It'll be the inside as they get to the bottom of the downhill.
Can he hold that inside line like he has all day long?
Not quite
enough.
Here's that big tabletop. And what's
interesting is Pourcel had this head of steam. He just really reeled his way into the back of Dungey. Here we go with Dungey making the pass downhill, takes a look over, squeezes Rattray out.
Rattray going to try to come back. Rattray's a tough customer. Can this inside line pay off Dungey? tucks in around the outside, grabs some traction, holds on to the position. So Dungey is now up to the number 7 position.
Boy, and this is where you really see what kind of heart these riders have.
Yeah.
Who wants it the most? Who's going to dig the deepest? Because look at this. You could throw a blanket over. There's like 6, 7, 8 riders. And, I mean, here we're looking at Dungey, but just in front of him is Brock Tickle, who really is having the race of his professional career.
Yeah, Tickle third in Moto 1.
Third in Moto 1.
In Moto 2.
Battling with his teammate here, Lemoyne, 41, who was, he had a pretty good moto going the first one.
But then he ended up back in the pack. Lemoyne ended up 22nd. He was up there with the leaders for a while. So he is rebounding now. And Lemoyne's not going to make it easy. Neither is the 24 Metcalf. Here's Lemoyne going after Metcalf.
Metcalf slams the door, just closes off the inside. Says, no, I'm a veteran here. I know exactly what I'm going to have to do. Just tightens it up a little bit coming around that sweeper. And look at the pressure on every one of these riders. Their heart rates, their breathing is just completely out of control at this point. There's no way to keep it in check. You know, I mean, any rider could win this race still. Our leaders, Weimer, Barcia, they're only a second ahead.
Yeah, it's darn close. Here's third, Searle. I want to say that it's the battle for third, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. 6 riders together, and the gap between Searle and Metcalf here, 3rd and 4th. And Barcia's not that big. If there was a big mistake with the leaders, this could become a race for the win. And Searle and Metcalf, we mentioned how many great battles they've been in all year. Now they're in a great one with each other, with Lemoyne and now Tickle behind them. Then there's Dungey, Rattray, Porcel trying to get around Rattray. This is unbelievable.
Now Dungey's made the moves that Porcel's needed to.
Porcel just made one. He gets around Rattray.
Rattray gets shuffled back here.
Man,
this is tight. Now here comes, it is, we have 6 minutes left in this moto, plus 2 laps. It's crunch time here for our championship contenders. I mean, look at the battle that's going on between the teammates, Metcalf, Searle, all these riders. I mean, no wonder each rider is giving it 110% right now.
Yeah, and Porcel has now gotten back to Dungey. Dungey had a little buffer with the Davalos earlier, and then Rattray. It didn't work. He cannot get around the 2 Star Racing Yamaha riders, Lemoyne and Tickle, and that has allowed Porcel to catch him. And Dungey has trouble entering that small section of jumps every lap.
That's not an easy section to get through, and I'm telling you, I mean, right now, this is extremely, you have to be extremely smart at this point. Of course, you want to put out the best effort, but I mean, riders are everywhere, bikes are everywhere now. If you try an outside line like Dungey is here, is it going to work, or is that going to allow Porcel to get in and make a move?
Man, unbelievable racing here. Yamaha guys still going at it. This is going to be good. We're ready. They've both gotten by the 41 of Matt Lemoyne. We're talking about Dungey on the 10 and Porcel on 377. So that's moving him closer and closer to the top 5. Our series points leaders, both with bad starts in Moto 2 here in Colorado. It's a race within a race with those two. Meanwhile, out front, Jake Weimer leading Justin Barcia. Weimer could win the overall if he can hold on.
How about the intensity out of these 2 champions? Both riders working their way through. They stalled out just a little bit when they caught this pack, but now, with 3.5 minutes left, plus 2 laps, they finally had to just wick it up, as they say, just really bring the intensity up. And you can see how the track's starting to get chewed up. Some of that natural light's going away. This is one of the toughest sections here. Coming down through there, riders fighting, just threading the needle way on the outside. Metcalf is the next rider now that is coming under pressure as Dungey and Porcel have worked their way from way back.
Well, we talked about this during the week, Jeff. The championship intensity, that little extra motivation for Porcel and Dungey, because they need every position at every point to win this championship. Could that be the difference maker with guys like Metcalf and Searle in front of them right now? Oh, Dungey knocked out of the saddle of that Suzuki in those runs.
That's a really difficult section there. And of course, these guys are battling for the championship.
Right.
Okay, so the intensity is there. And I've always said that once this series, once you start to establish a battle, right, 2 or 3 riders, it's really hard for the other riders to match the intensity, the desire. I've said that in the past. But this moto, it's proving me wrong. I mean, these riders are just, some of the riders are back at the points, are just riding like this is the final race for the championship.
Yeah, Metcalf and Searle are not going to be pushovers. These guys have battled so many times already this year, so they're not afraid to rub elbows, bang bars. Now Metcalf and Searle have gone back and forth a few times already, and they're about to do it again. Searle tried to cut Metcalf off. Metcalf switched to the other side, and Dungey and Porcel got a great seat to watch it all. It's even harder to pass two riders when they're side by side. They're hogging up two good lines in this racetrack. Dungey's got to find a third line around this track to make a pass.
And I tell you, as you watch Searle, he is coming from the GP circuit where they ride a lot of wider turns, a lot of momentum. He likes to ride the wider line. Dungey really likes to hug that inside. We've seen that work for him tonight. See Porcel's dropped off the back just a tad bit. And here's Dungey working on Metcalf.
And there's that inside line you talked about, Jeff, at the top of the hill. Didn't work, but Metcalf definitely knows he's got to deal with the number 10. He might have to abandon ship on battling the 123 of Searle. Here goes Dungey to the inside. Another one of those smooth inside lines. Not enough room that time for Dungey to make the pass.
Wow, Metcalf really putting up a good fight here, and as Dungey closed up on him and allowed Searle just a little breathing room, just a couple bike links, which means the world compared to having a guy right next to you where, you know, all the tension enters your body and you just start thinking all this crazy negative stuff. Right now, each one of these riders, I'm so impressed with their ability to ride at this level for so long. I mean, this has been just an incredible race. Close to 30 minutes now.
Yeah, exactly. We will have 2 laps to go the next time they come through the finish line area, unless they get there before that clock expires, and I don't think they're going to. 2 more laps for Porcel and Dungey to try to make moves. And when you move into the top 5, which is where they are now, there's a bigger gap in points for each position. It's 2 points between each position where they are now.
So, and of course, once you go from second to first, it's a 3-point gap.
Dungey's still working on Metcalf. Man, he almost hit Metcalf's rear tire. That would be disaster if he went down now because that pack is so close behind him.
Porcel to the inside.
The crafty
Here he goes.
Oh, almost made the pass. Now Dungey's going to have to deal with Porcel instead of working on Metcalf. That could let Metcalf go back after Searle. This is unbelievable racing here at round 5 of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship.
And I tell you, there's so many lines to use on this track. Inside, outside, work the low line, the high line, a lower lip over here versus this. I mean, these riders are going everywhere, but yet these 4 have been able to protect their position while they see how Searle rides so wide here?
Oh, it might not work. Metcalf to the inside. It's a drag race uphill. And Metcalf makes the pass.
Wow. Tommy Searle just left the door wide open there, like I was saying, but now he's going right back after it. Can Searle get to the inside? He squares him up. Not going to get to drive.
And can Dungey take advantage of those two going back and forth? For the moment, he can. Now, over this big table, Dungey's been using an inside line. Here he goes. Can he make it work to get around Searle? Wheel to wheel.
He's got the drive. He's got the position. Dungey, one more spot. No, Searle holds on.
Well, Dungey got held up by Metcalf, but Dungey still keeps the throttle wide open. Can he get Searle? Searle tries to get Metcalf back. Woo!
Oh, they're touched.
Contact. Searle gets Metcalf back. Dungey going to try to follow suit. There's not enough room for all of them in this corner.
Dungey takes it. No, he gets bumped.
He takes it from Metcalf. Metcalf cross-rutted. Now Porcel's going to try to get Metcalf. So a hard-earned pass. Amazingly, Dungey didn't pass Searle. He passed Metcalf. And Dungey's got an opportunity to get Searle, and here it goes on the outside.
Call the medics. We need some oxygen here in the broadcasting booth. This is incredible. Now Porcel's got gets Metcalf also. He gets the position. Can he hold on to it?
Nice move by Porcel. Even with this intense battle, he still makes the passes look easy. So
look at this corner right here. Look at this, Jason. Look at it. Those lines are zigzagging everywhere. Metcalf trying to get it back from Porcel. Can he hold it wide on the outside?
Oh, Metcalf hits some braking bumps hard, but he holds on to Kawasaki and manages to stay in front.
So close. I mean, they are literally racing within inches of each other.
Look at Dungey putting the attack on Searle for the number 3 position. The leader is Weimer. He'll win the overall if he can hold on. Oh, Searle! The bike kicks sideways in that corner. He keeps it straight. It enters that rut and manages to keep it on 2 wheels.
Did you see that head shake as Searle came through those rollers? Dungey now with the outside line as Searle protects the inside. They zigzag back and forth.
Now Dungey back on the inside again. A little uphill rise. That inside line that Dungey had been using had worked several times before, not this time. Tommy Searle, very tough to pass. Past the mechanics area, and look at Pourcel right there on Dungey. Could the Frenchman make the move with one lap to go? What a race. Weimer, he's got the overall. He just needs to keep it on 2 wheels. Barcia's looking at second place. That would tie his career best in a moto. We'll keep our eyes on this battle, which involves our championship leaders and really just involves great racing.
Okay,
as Dungey goes after Searle.
Let's watch this inside. Dungey tries to hold an even tighter line. Searle had a fantastic line there, but this is where Dungey has been really strong. Watch how tight he cuts here. Searle to the outside. Can he hold on?
Dungey, that's the pass he wanted 1 lap ago. Again, held up by Metcalf. Metcalf's not there.
Searle's not letting off. Wow, that was close. Dungey jumped right under Searle's front wheel.
Now this is big. Pourcel needs to get Searle as well to prevent Dungey from making up. This would be 4 points if Dungey finished with Searle between he and Pourcel. So Pourcel has to get desperate, and the 24 Metcalf isn't too far back either.
Wow, what an incredible effort from all 4 of these riders, and not far behind still is Lemoyne Tickle Rattray. They're still hanging in there.
Oh, Pourcel tries to get Searle. He put the rear wheel, put the front wheel right by the rear wheel. Searle wants to get back around Dungey too. Downhill we go, fastest part of the racetrack.
Searle blocks the inside here, like a nice, smooth, short line there. Blocks that inside now. Let's see what happens here. Searle with the inside again. Can he zigzag through here? Very nice line for Searle. He takes it back.
Wow, I didn't expect Searle to get Dungey back. Dungey's going to have to get desperate. Only a few corners left in this moto.
Wow, what an incredible effort from the Englishman Tommy Searle. His first series in the U.S. Can he hold off Dungey?
Nice job. Dungey's going to go around the outside in these rollers. Let's see if Dungey can get a drive. Dungey gets sideways. Pourcel's going to go to the inside. Metcalf working up Pourcel. These 4 riders, 1 mistake could make all the difference.
Look at this. He scrubs it to the inside. Metcalf back on Pourcel.
Wow. The Australian taking it away. Metcalf just did not give up.
Dude, he's got it back to the inside.
Metcalf still holds him off. He doesn't care. Pourcel's the points leader. He wants positions. And meanwhile, Jake Weimer looking for his first ever overall win in AMA Pro Motocross, and he gets it. Justin Barcia second. Jake Weimer wins.
Searle,
Dungey, Metcalf, and Pourcel. And we're out of front from the high altitude.
How is that? Mitch Payton's boys come through once again. Kawasaki has won every 250F race here.
And Jake Weimer keeps the streak alive. What a race. We'll be back to talk to our winners after this. Stay tuned on Speed.
Jake Weimer has exerted every bit of energy he had into taking an overall, and he finally made it. Jake, where does this moment rank?
It's good. You know, to win an outdoor for me is huge. You know, it was something that I really wanted to do, but it seemed that it was really difficult for me to do. So, you know, I can't thank my team enough. Monster Energy, Pro Circuit Kawasaki, Toyota of Escondido, those guys helped me out a lot. Thank you guys. My mechanic Sean, my trainer Randy, all of our sponsors, Parts Unlimited, Thor, Scott, Alpine Star, Bridgestone, thanks Doug, everybody, thank you so much.
Congratulations on your sweet success. Talk about absolutely fuming. Christophe Pourcel was the one that wreaked the havoc with that gate. Christophe, what exactly took place?
I mean, the gate just stay straight, and I just go in the gate, and they didn't put the red flag, so I was really mad about that. And so I was last, and I just gave my best on the track. I was behind Dungey, and then we were with everybody on the track, and that was pretty crazy. So 6 wasn't bad, and I'm on podium. So I want to say thanks to Moto Kawasaki Pro Circuit, and I'll see next week what I can do and if I can win the race.
Congratulations on a hard charge, a very tough track to make a pass at. But Tommy Searle makes his way back up onto the podium. Tommy, is it safe to say at this point, round number 5, you've got your feet wet here in America?
Yeah, now I'm enjoying it. You know, I had so much fun in that race. It's like one of the best races of my life. We had such a good race, so I'm so pumped. And, you know, I just want to give it up for Muscle Milk MDK KTM because it's all coming together now, and I'm just happy to be up here the 2nd week in a row.
The all-new Geomax MX34 is the latest result of Dunlop's ongoing development with the help of top motocross pros. The all-new Geomax MX34 is the new industry standard for soft to intermediate terrain. Experience the advantage